Hello, everyone. James with 15 for the Father, and I wanted to reach out to you about something I was thinking a lot about today, reflecting on because it applies to me as much as any of you. Are you one of those people that worries about everything? I'm talking about that deep-seated anxiety that doesn't let you rest. That's how I feel and describe my experience with it. I was anxious about everything all my life. Growing up, through the teen years, we know that's all crazy enough and as it is. But then, of course, the cold hard reality of adulthood hits you in the face. And it was just like all of the silliest things would just get my stomach tied up in knots. And it was exhausting. The reality is that it's not a healthy way to live. Stress over time can have real health effects that has a negative impact on your quality of life. Certainly, the relationships you have, because you're just always so tied up in the knots that I was talking about. But it affects your mood and just the vibe you put off, because you're just in such a bad place because of all this perceived negativity that's going on around you, and it's occupying your mind space and doing these things to you. Well, sure, there are people that go out and try to medicate these things away with maybe various degrees of success. But see, that's just it. That is a Band-Aid for putting a Band-Aid over a bigger problem. The truth is that by taking the medication, you may be smoothing over the edges a little bit, but what you're not doing is doing something to address the deeper issue. You still worry about those things. I can speak to this. You still worry about all those same things. You still struggle it. It's just the medication brings it down a bit. And the problem with that is that you're getting the wrong kind of medicine. Okay? What we're told throughout the Bible is that you don't have to live this way. You should not be living this way. Anxiety and the worry and the stress and everything, that's not supposed to be occurring. So what do you do about it? You take it to God. When things are weighing heavy on your mind, you got to let God help you carry that burden. You go to Him. You pray to Him. You reach out to Him. In that prayer, you talk about the things that are weighing heavy on you. Tell Him that. He already knows, but there's something therapeutic about getting the words out, saying the words, asking for that help. And He'll take up that burden for you. Okay? Now, that's not to be said that we can just lay down and not care about anything. That's not what I'm saying. We should still face obligations and handle things that are within our control. Oftentimes it's those little things, and sometimes big things too, that are outside of our control that really weigh on us. Okay? And though if it's not in your control, why are you stressing about it? Yes, it may be serious, it may be impactful on your life, but it does the situation absolutely no good to make yourself sick worrying about it. Okay, so take that stuff to God. 1 Peter chapter 5 verse 7 tells us, cast all your anxiety on Him because He cares for you. Okay? It's simple as that. All right? He's going to take care of you. He cares for you. He knows what's in your control and what you could and should handle. But you got to learn to, with his assistance, of course, make that distinction between those things that are worthy of that little bit of extra thought and consideration that too often times spirals into these white knuckled, red in the face events that really has that bad impact on us. So going back in a little further in the past, David tells us in Psalm 55, verse 22, cast your cares on the Lord, and he will sustain you. He will never let the righteous be shaken. Okay, again, this is the second of many examples. I could keep going on and on and on. I think about Philippians 4, verses 6 and 7, John 14:27. It just goes down the list. God knows, and through the writers, through the prophets, and the Gospels and the further writings, it's well known by the Lord that anxiety is something that we struggle with. Okay, do we try to saddle it on our own shoulders and deal with it on our own because maybe we're prideful, and especially us men, and tend to think that we gotta suck it up and work through this, which typically doesn't yield a lot of results. What it does is, instead of getting past the stress and the anxiety, we tend to just find something else to stress and have anxiety about. What we need to do is shift our thinking a little bit, recognize when we're starting to have these feelings, this weight on us. Go to God, pray about it. Lord, this is a problem for me. I'm struggling with it. Help me out. Take this from me. And I promise you, what's going to happen is happened to me. Okay, first-hand witness to the effects. When you have that conversation with God, ask for his help. Ask him to take that burden from you. You will feel a level of relief. You will feel lighter. You don't feel weighed down so much. You still recognize that some stuff you got to do, all right, but those other things, God will help you with. You just got to reach out to him and give him that opportunity. Okay? Thank you for listening in, and I look forward to bringing more stuff to you. Remember, likes, shares, I invite the comments. Be nice, though, with those comments. All right, and I'll be prepping more stuff for you, and I hope you guys find this stuff useful, and I'll keep it coming. Thank you very much, and have a great one.